Hello again, folks, and welcome to Black Bear Outdoors. Now, today is cleaning day again, and on the table we have the Canik TP9 SF, the full-size version. Now, you might remember that we did a video on cleaning the smaller version of this guy, but they do take apart kind of differently, so we thought we would do a full-size one as well. All right, so let's jump into some of the admin stuff. So the first thing is, with any cleaning video, there are going to be people saying, oh, you're doing it wrong. There's 100 different ways of doing this and 100 different products to use. This is just the way we do it and the products that we use, and it's been working for me for decades, right? So let's jump straight into it. All right, the first thing that we're going to use is some break-free CLP. Now, the military has been using CLP for decades, and so that should work well. Nice thing about that, it's clean, lube, and protect, so you can use it kind of as a almost like a multifunctional thing, right? Next thing that we're going to use is a little nylon brush. Now, this came out of an AR cleaning kit, but you can pick these up on Amazon for next to nothing, or your local store that carries any kind of gun cleaning equipment. We're also going to be using a Hoppe's branded bore snake. This is obviously for 9mm, 357, 380, and 38. Now, I like using the Hoppe's brand because I trust them. I've heard some horror stories about the knockoffs. And we're also just going to use our little needle applicator here, and a little bit of a one that's kind of optional is some Tetra gun grease, right? Then the last thing on our list is our microfiber cloth. Now, we use that for a lot of stuff. So let's get straight into it. So guys, I am going to be working around a camera, so excuse me if I struggle a little bit with the breakdowns or teardowns, but let's have a go. So this one is belongs to the Deputy. It's the dark gray Eagle edition of the Canik TP9 SF. It's a pretty nice pistol. So what we're going to do is, it breaks down very similar to a Glock. You'll see it's got the two tabs here. You want to pull it back just a little bit to take tension off the spring, pull the tabs down, and push it forward. There you go. So the slide is removed. Next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to put some pressure on the recoil assembly here, and it'll pop straight out. You see, like that. Just remember, when you put it back, you want to put the part back with the black in the front, not the little hole, right? And then with the barrel, we push it forward and lift it, and it'll come straight out again. So it's as easy as that to quickly field strip your pistol. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to grab our barrel, and that's normally got the most carbon and stuff in it. So we're going to take our CLP and we're going to spray it down the barrel. Let it run straight through. You're going to see it's going to come out the other side. And then we are going to just put it aside for a little while. Now, the reason why we do that is so that the CLP can break down any carbon or whatever is in that barrel. Maybe some copper shavings or things like that. So we'll give it a little bit of time to do its work. Next up, we're going to go into our slide, and we're going to give it a bit of CLP. Not too much, just a nice little sploosh there. And we're going to do the same with our lower, or grip module if you want to. So we're going to put a little CLP on the metal parts there, and a little bit here in the back where the, that's a little bit much, but a little bit here where the trigger mechanism is, yeah? All right. So next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to grab our little nylon brush, and we're going to kind of go to town on this inside of the slide. Now, I tilt it forward because we don't want any CLP getting into the striker channel over there, right? That would not be a nice thing. All right, so let's give it a bit of a scrub down. I'm not going to make you guys watch me do this to perfection because you'll die of boredom. All right, so go to town on this, get all the carbon out of there that we possibly can. The gun isn't too dirty. All right, and then we do the same with the lower. Give it a good old scrub down. And put that aside. And for good measure, I just give the recoil spring a little bit of a how's your mother as well. And now, guys, we're going to leave it for about 5 minutes and let the CLP do its work on all the components to break down as much of the carbon as possible, right? So hang in there, we'll be back in 5.
A few minutes later.
All right, guys, now that the CLP has had a chance to do its work, let's get back to that barrel, right? So still some CLP coming out of it. What we're gonna do now, guys, is we are gonna grab our brush, and I like to gonna scrub down those feed lips, because that's a really important part, right? See if we can get it as shiny as possible. And it tends to build up a lot of carbon there as well, right? All right, then we take our microfiber cloth, give that a bit of a wipe down. All right, so you can see it's nice and shiny. All right, and next we're gonna go over to our bore snake. Now, again, I like the Hoppies branded ones. It's got all kinds of bristles and brushes and polishers and things on it. So it's as simple as just putting the weighted end through the chamber there and feeding it through a couple of times, right? Like so. And we'll do that one more time for good measure, just to make sure that we get all the gunk and stuff out of there. All right, so now hopefully you might be able to see it on camera, but that should be a clean as a whistle barrel. Sorry, I can't seem to get the camera to look down that barrel for you. Anyway, so now next thing we're gonna do, give it a bit of a scrub on the outside as well, and get our microfiber cloth again and give it a good wipe down, right? All right, so now we move on to our slide here, and with our microfiber cloth, I'm gonna wipe out all the excess CLP. As you can see, CLP really does take off the carbon there, and just wipe that down as best you can. Get all that gunk out of there. All right. Then we're going to do the same with our lower. Give that a good wipe down. If you struggle to get into some of the nooks and crannies, you can always use your little brush here to kind of get into there as well. So that works quite nicely with certain guns. All right, so as you can see, guys, nice and dirty. Okay, I'll give this recoil assembly a little bit of a wipe too. All right, guys, so next up what I do is I take my little needle applicator, because you'll notice where metal rubs on metal, especially here, you should be able to see it in the, over there, there's some wear on the metal there, and that's because that's where the barrel rides in the slide, and you get a little bit of finish wear there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I put a little bit of oil in there, and also on top of the barrel. Gonna for the same spot. Sorry if you find any husky hair here. My dog loves spreading his DNA. So, and I put a little bit on the barrel on the top there as well, just to help a little bit with the friction on there, and then we can put our slide back like such. I also do the same thing. You can see where there's metal on metal here in the back. Put a little bit of oil in there, just a little bit with the applicator, maybe even there, just for good measure. Okay. And now, guys, this is the part that is kind of optional. I mean, I wouldn't do this if it was really cold weather out, but currently I think it couldn't hurt, right? So we use some Tetra gun grease and put a little bead on the inside rails there. Maybe one there, maybe one there, maybe one there, and one there, right? So tiny little beads, right? Don't want to give it too much, because it tends to, if you use too much grease, it tends to kind of be a little carbon dump, and it makes a nice little carbon putty for you in there if you do too much. All right, so next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put back our recoil assembly. Remember, with the black side here to the front, right? and making sure it clicks in nice and sturdy there. So now we're going to reassemble our pistol, and we're going to make the pistol do the work and spreading those beads of gun grease for us. So it's as simple as just putting our slide back onto our rails, like so, and racking the slide a couple of times. That way we work the grease nicely into the rails there. And let's do a quick little function test. So trigger pull, there we go, reset. These guns have such nice triggers, guys. Perfect. All right, so what I do now, guys, is I take my little microfiber cloth here, and I will give my pistol, or in this case the deputy's pistol, a nice little wipe down on the outside, just to make sure you can see it's had a bath and it's nice and shiny again. So guys, it's as simple as that. That is a clean and ready for your next range day Canik TP9 SF. And again, this is by no means a white glove clean, but it's a great way of making sure you maintain your pistol. I normally also do this before I take a pistol out for the very first time, just in order to get some of the factory gunk out of there and get it running smoothly. So guys, if this was in any way helpful to you, or if you were entertained in any way, please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. That's very important to us, because 98% of our viewers aren't subscribed yet, and that helps the entire 2A community if you support any one of us. If you're very impressed, you can also hit that super thanks button. And as always, guys, you all stay safe, and we'll see you next time.